This one is for all the Booktok girlies. If you are on Booktok, which is TikTok, but for like everyone that's into like fantasy and books and book clubs, then you might have heard the name Luke Bateman. He has absolutely blown up. He is Luke's Reads on TikTok, and there was a video doing the rounds that he posted when he just joined Booktok.
I've just been introduced to the Booktok community. Love books my entire life. Love fantasy. Fantasy is my main go-to. Obviously being a male in a lot of blue-collar work, not a lot of emotional depth in the men around me.
So that video just blew up. He has like thousands and thousands of followers now on TikTok, and he joins us. Luke, good evening. Thank you so much for chatting with us.
G'day, Belle and Liam and Ben. How are you?
Doing good, mate. Doing good.
They're
It feels
just
like
here. They're here for the ride, Luke. Don't you worry.
it feels like we're in the way.
Yeah. Oh, we can just leave you to it if you want, Belle. Obviously, you're clearly a big fan. But look, Luke, no, I love this because it's a classic. You know, you don't judge a book by its cover. You look at you on the surface. You're a big bloke. You're a farmer. But you like fantasy books, and obviously, maybe you don't have a lot of people to talk to in your line of work, so you've taken to the online sort of channels, and it's gone nuts. What have the people at your work said since all this has gone viral?
Hi, well, it's pretty much only me and my old man at work.
Okay.
And I don't think he doesn't even understand what TikTok is. So.
Yeah.
A lot of your videos you do film in what looks like your tractor or something.
Yeah. There's a couple of different tractors that I've filmed in, but yeah,
Right.
so that, yeah.
What do you got? You got the Matty Ferguson. You on the John Deere. What are you driving?
We got 3 Tiger Cats, 1 John Deere, and just a normal cat, a Hastings Deering cat.
Yeah, nice.
Ben used to be a farmer.
Good bit of kit. I also understand everything that's been just said there, of course.
Obviously, you're working hard on the farm, Luke, and then you get a couple of minutes, you jump in, maybe you film a video, maybe you check the DMs, how they've been going since the video popped off.
They've been interesting.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
But for the I'll be serious. For the main part, like it's actually been really, really wonderful. Like a lot of people who love books have reached out and have been talking. Like, I've got what I wanted to. Like to be fair, like I've got a community of book lovers who want to talk books. And so honestly, for the main part, it's actually been really nice.
Oh, that's unreal, man. And so, how many books are you churning through a month, say?
Oh. I'd have to go through about 3 a week, I reckon. But
What?
yeah, well, because I'm in a tractor all day. Like I'm operating machinery for 10 hours a day, so I got my headphones on, listening to audiobooks.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay, I'm so glad you said that, Luke. Can we talk about the audiobooks for a sec? So if you...
No, we can't.
There's a little bit of audio here that I hope is okay to be played on air, but you did post a video of you listening to an audiobook.
His claws were out, but devastatingly gentle on my hips as he slid down between my thighs and feasted on me.
Whoa!
So are you, you're reading 3 books, but are you listening to these, every day at work in the tractor?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not listening to books like that all the time.
Okay.
That's my first romantic novel that I've ventured into, but and I was convinced to go with the graphic audio. Everyone kept saying it's like a movie in your mind, and I was just so intrigued because I was like, I have to know what this is like. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it, but I think I'll just stick to a normal audio box.
I mean, it is a bit hard to get work done when you're listening to books like that.
Yeah. You also really hope the old man isn't riding shotgun on the tractor.
Yeah.
I've got no one within, couple of kilometers of me, which is the only reason I'm okay. The most shocking, the thing that shocked me the most was a lot of women have reached out to me and said, I listen to this while I'm doing my groceries.
Really?
And that to me is that's blown me away. I could not be I could not be in the same house as somebody else, let alone the grocery aisle.
Right. See, I think there's two types of women here, because there's those types of women, and then there's me, and we do a true crime podcast every Sunday, and I'm one of the women that's walking around with, like, her head was cut off, her legs were cut off. That's me. So I'm walking around being like, yeah, cool, listening to that.
Yeah.
So look, when you talk like fantasy, forgive me if this sounds like a bit silly, but is it like elves and orcs and werewolves and that sort of thing? Is that what you mean by fantasy? Is there the type of books you traditionally like?
Yeah, I mean, man, I read high fantasy or epic fantasy, which is Lord of the Rings.
Okay, yeah.
What else Yeah, Lord of the Rings, Magician, if you know that. I'm just trying to like Game of Thrones.
So it's it's one of those things. Is like obviously a lot of those things are huge in pop culture now. Anyway, like you just Game of Thrones, there, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, whatever. They've all been turned into movies and TV shows. Yeah. So it's that sort of thing.
Yeah. I do secret. Like I'm a big fan of dragons. Like I'll get around a good dragon novel.
This is a little bit off topic. I'm kind of curious, just my own personal interest. Do you play video games?
No, actually, mate, I don't. I don't have. I probably would if I had the time, but I just don't have the time.
Yeah, you're reading 3 books a week instead. It's incredible. So let's rewind the clock a bit here, Luke. So you are a farmer. You work with your dad. I take it that's been your family business for a while. But growing up then and going to school, were you open about reading fantasy and being in this kind of world, or is it new?
Nah, yeah, it's all obviously like. I've read since I could read. I've read, and I've always loved fantasy. Like I got into fantasy. Yeah, I can remember I was probably like 9 or 10. I started reading like obviously more like young adult fantasy books, but it was never anything that I shared. And I didn't really have, even back then, I didn't really have any like mates around me who read similar books or anything like that. And then I was obviously involved in a lot of like sporting cultures, and it was just it was just a bit of a taboo thing. Like you just didn't, if you pulled a book out in front of the boys, like you were immediately just shamed for it. So I just, I always, I don't know. I don't know whether I would, I mean, I definitely I hit it. I definitely hit it because I was worried about being embarrassed and shamed. About pulling out like a dragon book in front of 20 other sort of blokes.
And that is good banter for a footy club. You would be ripped shreds, but I like how there's something more powerful in you sort of, being this big tough guy, but being like, oh, this is like my true passion, and the world just like absolutely jumped on it, and they love you for it,
Well, it's really funny because I think it is a really good lesson. Like I think I'm a person who's probably worn a lot of masks during my life, and it's taken me 30 years to get to the point where I'm like, oh, you know what? Like I'm sick of playing characters that aren't me, and then to finally step into being like, okay, this is who I am. This is what I want to talk about. These are my passions, and then for everyone to resonate with that. I think it is a really good, a beautiful story in that sense. So many people have resonated with it.
Well, absolutely, and you could tell how genuine it was when we first saw your video. We're like, oh, we got to chat to Luke. You know what I mean? Like, it's sort of like you could see you were like a little bit nervous about it, and
I never had TikTok before in my life, and then I've just jumped on for a quick 10-15 minutes scroll through Booktok because my friends told me about that. Because I said, I've got no one to talk books with, and they were like, oh, jump on Booktok, and I was like, I don't know. So I've just had a quick 10 or 15 minute scroll, and all I saw was literally like spicy books, and I was like, and then I was so nervous because I was just like, I don't know whether any of you are even going to talk about the books that I like.
Yeah, it's
wow.
And look at that. It's I mean, I don't read that much myself, I must admit, so I haven't really come across Booktok. Like, my whole TikTok is just Italian brain roll, like tung tung tung. You're getting educated from it. I'm just getting dumber. So it definitely, it gives you what you want at the end of the day, I think. But look, if you want to check out Luke's reads, you can on TikTok. He's on Instagram as well. Maybe you can talk books if you like fantasy as well, and you can make a connection there. Luke, you're a legend, man, and good on you.
No, thank you so much, team. Pleasure to chat with you.